Good morning, or afternoon, or good day. Running a little, running a little bit late today. I apologize. My voice is giving me some trouble, but I think we'll make it through. Welcome to today's podcast. Please let me know where you are tuning in from. All right. And let's get started. And of course, if you are finding value in the podcast, let me know in the chat. Let me know in your comments later. It really helps me to improve my work, and it helps me to know what matters to you. And yeah, all right, let's get rolling. For those new to my page, I am Karen Smith Frazier, and I help strong, capable people move beyond fear and self-doubt so that they can confidently make the decisions that lead to meaningful change. Now, over the weekend, my husband commented on my presence in social media. Now, for those who are just meeting me, you may be aware that I had very little social media presence before starting my podcast. And so it just made me laugh. He wasn't complaining, but just noted how much my behavior had changed over the last few years. I am just as surprised as he is, but not surprised at the same time. These postings and reels and podcasts aren't just about me or my business. They required something more than the algorithm or desire for likes and monetary compensation, which I'm not getting from these podcasts. But for me, it's a lot more. But I just didn't know. I just didn't know it would show up like this, like it is today. So today's podcast title is Don't Let One Word Throw You Off Your Game. 5 alternatives for when a good idea has gone sideways. So during my reflection time this morning, I was listening to someone talking about discipleship. And this is probably not a new word for many people who watch this podcast, but I'm going to give just a quick definition that I saw repeatedly online. And essentially, there are some core parts to the typical definition of discipleship. One is learning, listening to the teachings of the leader. If you're Christian, then it's Jesus. If it's another religion or another group, then it may be someone else. So learning. The next characteristic is following, obeying what the leader has said to do, to hopefully be a better person and make the world better. The third one, it has to do with growing, becoming more mature in your faith or in your practice and character over time. And the last one is replicating, passing what you learn to others so that they also start doing what you're doing, following that leader. And for those who grew up with religion, this is probably a familiar word. Follow the leader, whomever that leader is, and to be like the leader, living your life in a way that shows that you believe in the teachings and want to be more like them because they did good deeds and left a positive mark on the world. That doesn't sound so bad, right? Now, just because we've known the word in this context doesn't mean that it has left a sweet taste in our mouths. Often, our and even my well intended words can offend, confuse, and not do what I intended them to do. And for many who were hurt by church or religious or other organizations, the idea of discipleship may bring angst, frustration, and even pain. Today, I'm going to take a few moments to share 5 other ways we can say the word and live this word called discipleship that brings good to the world without the trouble of explaining your membership in a given community. You ready? All right. So the first one is, we can say, servant leadership, leading and mentoring others by putting their needs first. Now, servant leadership is a style where that was coined by Robert K. Greenleaf in 1970. And the main goal was to help people grow, feel valued, and perform their best rather than focusing on the power of high status. And some of the qualities of servant leaders is listening, especially if you're working with a team or a group, hearing the team and reflecting before speaking. Empathy, understanding and accepting people as they are. Persuasion, using guidance and reason instead of force. Stewardship, taking good care of the group and the resources. And the last one, growth focus, helping team members learn and advance, giving them opportunities to grow. So these are all qualities of the first alternative for the word discipleship, servant leadership. The second one is stewardship, managing one's life and resources to benefit the larger community. The careful and responsible management of something entrusted to one's care. It involves taking active responsibility for your resources, property, or the environment, not just as, the owner, but as a trusted guardian working for the benefit of others or future generations. I'm hoping you're starting to catch on to a little theme here. We'll get to the end, and I think you'll get it. Number 3, altruism. Now, I know a lot of folks don't use altruism in their daily conversations, but essentially it's the unselfish concern for the well-being of others. It involves acting to help someone else, ranging from small daily kindnesses without expecting a reward, payment, or anything in return. Essentially, it's the selfless practice of caring for the well-being of others. And this reminds me of an example my brother would give, talks about when our parents would have him or maybe one of my other siblings rake the neighbor's yard, rake the leaves in our elderly neighbor's yard. And the instructions were very clear. Do not take money. Do not let her pay. And they didn't. Same with shoveling snow or some other yard work where we knew it was helping somebody out and giving somebody some relief. But the main thing was to not be selfish about it. We had enough to eat. We had enough, change that we could run to the corner store at Fairfax Village and pick up some sweets. So it wasn't like we needed the money, but those folks needed our help. And so that act of selfless practice for the well-being of others, altruism, was something that I didn't know the word, but our parents were really instilling that idea in our minds. Okay, so far we've got servant leadership, stewardship. Number 3 was altruism, and 4, philanthropy. And that's a nice little tongue twister too. Philanthropy is the love of humanity. It's derived from an ancient Greek word, Philein, to love, and anthropos, humankind. And it's an active effort to promote human welfare, dignity, and potential. Now, a lot of times when we hear this word, we think of large organizations that give away a lot of money to the poor and the charities and that kind of thing. And they are philanthropists. But, a lot of us don't have those big buckets of ducats and can't do that kind of work on that level. True philanthropy focuses on long-term systemic progress rather than just short-term relief. So that involves, investigating and addressing, not uh, uh, investigating the causes, the root causes of why certain groups end up in need and others don't. Why do those needs arise and who is most often affected? And the thing is, it asks us to ask ourselves the hard questions, the whys, which takes courage because we may realize that we are part of the ongoing problems for others. So that is number 4 was philanthropy, actively promoting human welfare through generous giving and guidance. And finally, number 5 was beneficence. I just like the name. I like beneficence. It's living a life characterized by performing acts of kindness and charity. It's the act of doing good, showing kindness, providing charity to help others. In professional fields, it is a core ethical principle requiring individuals to actively promote the welfare and best interests of clients, patients, or the public. So you can see how I got into nursing. The key concepts of beneficence are doing good, taking positive steps to improve the situation or health of another person, or even of ourselves. Preventing harm, acting to remove or stop dangerous conditions before they hurt someone. So being aware, noticing that things aren't right and doing something about it before something bad or worse can happen. Some of the professions, of course, as I mentioned, are in healthcare, research, and we can do this in daily life. And so you can, as a nurse for over 30 years, I had the opportunity to serve and to share my intention to do good and to be kind and to be charitable with my patients. And I realized, especially with the last 5 years or so of my school nursing position, I learned that I can do this in other ways outside of healthcare. And part of that is through daily life, of course. And then part of that is through my messaging and podcasting and my work as a life coach. And so today I just wanted to, share with you these five alternatives to the word discipleship. I don't want a word that was intended to be a motivator, that can be and is a motivator for so many people, to be something that turns them off from the good work they were created to do. There are folks waiting to receive the blessing that only you can provide. And so those 5 again were, when you are in a setting, you can figure out which one you're going to tap into, but they were servant leadership, stewardship, altruism, philanthropy, and beneficence. Living a life characterized by performing acts of kindness and charity. And so that's it for today. I hope that you got some value. Please let me know. The recording will be up soon. And I just really appreciate you being here. And as always, unleash your brilliance, uncover your light. The world is waiting for you, and I am going to be giving you some opportunities to dive into ways that you can unleash your brilliance and make the world a brighter place. All right, take care and have a good week. Until next time.